Before we go any further, I want to start off by saying that I hate it when you have to read in a movie. I'm here to watch something, not read. However, this is a movie about reading. So where does that fall on this scale? You should probably think about the cue title scene. This is a question to ponder for a later day. But there is a movie to talk about, and that film is The Book Thief. This film stars a bunch of people whose names I can't remember off the top of my head, because when it comes to a film like this, you're not really watching it for the characters, if that makes any sense. Yeah, essentially, the point to this movie is your main little girl. She's not as annoying as a lot of kid characters. I liked her for what she was. But essentially, the point to this movie is she is living in World War II, or at least pre-World War II Nazi Germany. And her family is housing a Jewish boy. And this boy likes to read, so, in a nutshell, she starts stealing him books. And this is going on during the famous Nazi book burnings. And a lot of times she would find books that before they got burned, take them, hide them, and bring them back to this guy. And that's it. That's what the movie's about. It goes into the Nazi thing. It goes into a lot of that. But does it succeed at this? From one perspective or two. I definitely liked the family. Even though I can't really remember a lot of their names, I did find them very interesting. The film doesn't really focus on, I think, one person long enough for you to really build memories to them, unless you have personal experience with that type of person. But everyone is very likable, everyone's very grounded, feels very real. And I definitely enjoyed what I was watching, though sometimes it was a little hard at times. And when I say hard, not hard like with 12 Years a Slave, where things are so hard you just want to look away. Here it was just kind of like, we know the Nazi imagery, and there's no way you can go into a movie like this without having your own thoughts or your own understandings of World War II going through your head. And unlike 12 Years a Slave, this doesn't take you out of what you think or what you feel, but it does do what it does do very well. And it does get you caring about these people. You care about this little girl. You care about the book boy. And it did feel nice to see a movie where I did care. However, I do feel like some of it was dumbed down a bit. I don't mean dumbed down in a bad way. I mean like dulled a bit. You know, like I think they went a bit too soft with a lot of the Nazi stuff. I felt like when you do see the book burnings, it's not as impactful as it could be, and I feel a lot of that's to make this movie appeal for children. It's based on a book. I never read it, but I know it's really popular, so that's got a lot to do with it. But I gotta judge this movie for what it is. I don't have a lot to say about it, no, but to be fair, like I said, what you see is what you get, and what you get is very enjoyable. I found these characters connectable, I found them likable, not uber memorable, but that's because, you know, this is a period piece, and a lot of times you remember what's going on in that time period above all else, and even at that, it kind of does, you know, lessen that a bit. Not as bad as I think 42 did with them and the racism in this movie, but there is a sense that it could have gone further, been made to look real, but, you know, it wanted to appeal to children. Bring your family to this. It's a fine movie. They'll learn a lot. They might get a real impact from this. But for an adult like me, it doesn't really have that. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 on the history scale. Enjoyable characters, interesting plot, fascinating imagery, but never overly gets it past the point to where it's more than just likable. But hey, still a nice movie. And to be fair, Best Man's Holiday seems kind of cheesy to me, so what are you going to do? Anywho, in the comments section below, tell me your favorite historical drama movie. There's a lot out there. We've all had to see them, like times in high school when your teacher might have been drunk. And as always, if you want to hear me do more reviews, talk about more things on TV, get really mad at things that I probably shouldn't because they don't matter, click on that subscribe button below and stay tuned.